Today I'm going to break down how to file your 1099 NECs, what they are, who to send them to, and the easiest way to file. 1099 NECs can be confusing and you are not a tax professional, so let's break it down. A 1099 NEC stands for non-employee compensation. You'll need to send a 1099 NEC to any person or entity that you paid over $600 in a tax year that is not an employee of your company. So this can be a vendor, another freelancer, or a contractor. You do not need to send a 1099 NEC to anyone who files as a C Corp, an S Corp, or a nonprofit. So as an example, you don't need to send Adobe a 1099 NEC, even if you spent over $600 on your design software with it. And as a note, the threshold for 1099 NECs is going from $600 to $2,000 in 2026. Now, I want to be clear that sending someone a 1099 NEC is not adding any sort of tax burden to them or to you. It's simply a way of reporting earnings that you have paid them to the IRS. This video is sponsored by Tax 1099, which is a super easy way to file your 1099s. If you use code Laney15, you'll get 15% off if you work with them. Before filing your 1099s, I'd recommend just making a list of everyone that you need to send one to. This is going to be anyone who qualifies as a contractor, not an employee, that you paid over $600 in the past tax year. As a reminder, you don't need to send them to corporations or nonprofits. You will need some information from each recipient before you file these 1099s. The payer information is going to be your information. This will be your legal business name, your tax ID, and address. The recipient details, also you'll need their name, their tax ID, and their address. Usually you're getting this information from a W-9 form. Typically you get that when you hire them. If you haven't gotten one, then I'll show you how to request it with Tax 1099. You also need your federal and state details. So this will be all of the compensation that you paid them and then any taxes that were already withheld. Typically, you're not withholding taxes from a contractor, but if you have, you'll need to make sure you report that. If you don't have a W-9 already, Tax 1099 lets you request one directly inside the platform so you can collect their info automatically and it'll already be in there. Once you've gathered all of this information, you're ready to file. The deadline for filing your 1099 NECs is January 31st of the following year for the previous tax year. And yes, there are penalties if you are late. So let's dive in and see how easy it is to file in Tax 1099. The first thing you need to do is create your account. You head over to tax1099.com and click sign up. You'll fill in your information to create your free account. You're only going to pay when you file your first form. And then once you're in your dashboard, you'll click on Forms and select the tax year that you're filing for and 1099 NEC, which is the first one on here. If you've added a payer before, you can just select it. You don't need to re-enter it every year. If you're new this time, you can add it just the first time. If you're an individual, make sure you enter your name and your social security number and phone number and address. If you are a business, you'll need your business name, your EIN, phone number, and address. Next, you want to add your recipient. You'll add a recipient in the same way. If you have already added them, they'll be in your dropdown. If not, you can just add them here. We'll put in first name, last name, and then your TIN is here, which is their tax identification number. Again, if you don't have this, you can request it automatically from the system. If you have their email address, you add it here so you can enable e-delivery later. Now you'll enter your payment details, so whatever compensation that you paid them, for instance, $1,200. If you made direct sales, as in selling something for resale that was over $5,000, you can click this. You don't need to otherwise. And then you'll enter any income tax withholdings, state or federal. Based on what you've entered, your state filing information will typically fill in automatically. When you're ready to go, I would review everything to make sure you've entered it correctly, and then we can click Save and Continue. Before you continue, you can click Calculate to calculate your final cost here. Now you'll establish how you want to send this to your recipients. You can do USPS mail for a mailed 1099, e-delivery for an emailed one. This does require the recipient's consent, or you can do both. For the best results, you should run a TIN match on each recipient. This is going to compare the information you've entered to the IRS records and verify those with the taxpayer information number. If there's a state filing required, then Tax 1099 will add that checkbox automatically. So if you don't see it, then no state filing is required. Once everything looks good, you can click submit for this pair. Tax 1099 will e-file all of these with the IRS and change the status when they are accepted. Working with Tax 1099 means you won't miss any required steps because, trust me, no one wants to mess up on a tax form, and it ensures that you'll check all the boxes you need for your filing. The pricing is great for the first 20 forms. It's only $2.99 each, and it goes down from there. You can also use our code Laney15 to get 15% off these prices on your first filing. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what questions you have about 1099 filing, and make sure you click subscribe for more videos all about running your creative business.